when I was writing We Who Wrestle with God, I was looking at their characterizations of the divine. That was going to be the subtitle. We used perceptions instead, but it doesn't matter. What the stories do, as far as I am concerned, or at least one of their functions, is to figure out what principle should be superordinate. Now, you did that. You had 3 parameters for your superordinate principle,
yes.
and you identified that with yourself,
yes.
right? That would satisfy me. So the divine in the Abrahamic encounter is the voice of adventure. And so God's covenant, his contract there, because it's put in contractual form. If you follow this voice, then the following things will happen. You be a blessing to yourself. Your name will become known among other people justly.
Yes.
Right. So that's
Check.
a good author.
Right.
That's a good offer, right? Because people want social standing, and that
right.
can be gamed and it can be falsified, but it can also be genuine.
Yes.
Right? Okay. You'll do something of lasting significance. So that's cool. That would be probably for you,
yes.
maybe your work on anti-totalitarianism.
Yes.
Right? And then you'll do it in a way that will be a blessing to everyone else.
Yes.
It'll multiply the pie instead of, okay, and then the association of the promised land with that is that if you follow that call, then the world turns into a field of unpredictable opportunity.
Yes.
And so that's also an adventure, because you don't know what's going to happen. I know, it is true.
No,
that's the opposite of being a slave.
No, but I'm telling to the audience, like when you're young, I'm telling you, like, this is the advice I always give them. I say this all the time. Let's suppose you've been an author, right? It's an easy example. Go into the bookstore, look at those crappy books on the shelves that you're like, I can't believe this is a book deal. That could be you. Mm-hmm. You could be that shitty author.
Right.
Their friends are like, how did this guy get a book deal? And when you put it in terms like that, all of a sudden what would have seemed impossible because of your schooling, like, oh, you're not going to be an author. It's like, oh, wait a minute, I can do this. Or you could be a band that no one's heard of, but you pay the rent and you create your music and you got a dedicated fan base. That's heaven on earth. Yeah, you don't have to be the Beatles.
Right. Well, you might not even want to be.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So yeah, look at what happened to John Lennon.
Right.
So we have this bizarre Pareto distribution in American aspirations where unless you're at the very, very top, you're kind of a failure. And like, that's ridiculous. You don't have to be this hugely successful thing.
There's also another way of dealing with the Pareto distribution problem, right? Which is, just so everybody listening is clear, is that the bulk of the rewards go to a small minority of people in any field. Now, a small minority of people in every field do the productive work too. So let's not forget. But one of the ways that a sophisticated society deals with that is just by generating an indefinite number of games. Right. Here's a cool thing that I've noticed about people. Imagine that you're kind of out on the Pareto distribution in one dimension. It's like, so you've got specialized knowledge. But there's quite a few of you. But if you have specialized knowledge in 2 areas that are distinct, there's hardly any of you. Right. And if there's 3, it's like you're that person. Yeah, right. You're the only person playing that game. So that's a good thing for everybody who's watching and listening to know. It's like, get really good at something, and then that makes you exceptional, and you're going to be somewhat successful just because of that. But then if you add another distant skill to that and you overlap them, it's like you're pretty rare. And 3, no one's like you.